All right, great to see everybody. It's been a couple weeks since we've all been together. Let's come forward in our chairs, find those sit bones. Just maybe take a minute here to go side to side. And then start to make that movement a little bit smaller until you come to that place where you feel both sit bones pressing down into your chair, nice and even. Peek forward at your feet. Adjust here if you need to. So we're looking for ankles to be underneath our knees. Legs are about hips distance apart. As you're pressing down into your feet, as you're pressing into your sit bones, you're lengthening through the sides of your waist. And let's give those shoulders a little roll out here. You're just kind of assessing how they're feeling right now. With any luck, they're going to begin to warm up and open up. You can roll forward a few times and just observe how that feels in your body. Good, and then rolling back again. And then just feel those shoulder heads pressing back, shoulder blades, gently squeezing in towards each other, releasing towards your sit bones. Hands come to your thighs if they're not there already. And then allow your eyelids to close. Take a smooth, full, deep inhale through your nose. And open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. Again, smooth, full, complete inhale. And sigh the breath out, ha. Do that a few more times at your pace. And then you're going to seal your lips. You're going to start to inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose. And so we start to find that soft rush of air in the back of our throats. As you bring your attention to your breath, you're kind of letting go of any distractions that may be happening in the room that you're in. And just drifting into the background. And you're trying to do the same with the thoughts that might be in your mind right now. And just gently letting them go. So narrowing your focus. Giving yourself permission not to worry about all of the things that might need to get done later on today. Allowing this space to show up for yourself, for your yoga practice. Good, gently blink your eyes open. Release your arms down by your sides. Let's inhale, take the arms out and up. And then interlace your fingers here and bend your elbows. So you're kind of cradling the back of your head with your palms. This is a pretty big stretch across the heart, the chest, the shoulders. You can lean those elbows back a little bit. You're still pressing into your sit bones, lengthening through the sides of your waist. Deep inhale here. And then exhale, drop that right elbow down. It might not go far, that's fine. Inhale to center. Exhale, drop that left elbow down. Inhale to center. A couple more of these. As you exhale, release right elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, left elbow drops. Good. Inhale up. And then exhale, release right elbow. Continue to breathe here. You can even press the back of your head into that left forearm. And then we're going to release our right fingertips down to the floor. Extend that left arm and then start to side bend. Notice if that left sit bone got really light. Put a little more pressure there. Anchor down a little more. As you do that, really reach through those left fingertips. And then you might feel these right ribs gently spiraling up towards the ceiling. You're still inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your nose. All right, and then let's just flow this a few times. So as you exhale, release that left arm down. Inhale, right arm comes up and over. Exhale, release. Inhale, left arm up and over. Very nice. Exhale, release down. Inhale, right arm up and over. One more round here. Exhale, release down. Inhale, left arm up and over. Exhale. Inhale, right arm up and over. And then exhale, arms release by your sides. Take a couple of breaths here. So you're in your mountain pose, your Tadasana. Inhale, arms reach out and up. Interlace your fingers and then just assess, is this the way that feels normal? Is the way I usually do it? If so, switch the cross of your fingers. And then again, just start to bend those elbows. Good. As you exhale, left elbow releases down. Inhale up to center. Exhale, right elbow releases down. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale up. Exhale, right elbow releases down. Inhale up. And this time as we exhale to the left, we hold for a few breaths. Again, if you wanted to press the back of your head into that right forearm, that might increase the stretch that you're feeling. I'm getting a lot of stretch in the armpit, chest area. Check in with your breath again. Make sure that it's still moving. Good, and then you can release those left fingertips down, extend that right arm, and then start to find that side stretch to the left. Press a little more into that right sit bone. As you anchor there, you can really extend through your left fingertips, your right fingertips rather. Breath is smooth and steady, it doesn't skip a beat. Left ribs are gently rolling up towards the ceiling. All right, and then we flow a little bit here. So as you exhale, release that right arm down. Inhale, left arm up and over. Exhale, release. Inhale, right arm. Exhale, release down. Beautiful work. Inhale. Left arm extends up and over. Exhale, release. One more full round here. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Final one here. Inhale, reach that right arm up and over. And exhale, release down. Let's bring our hands to our thighs here and start to make some circles in our pelvic girdle. These can be big, they can be small. You can kind of get the shoulders involved a little bit. Nice work. Let's begin to switch directions. Good, and then start to make these circles smaller. So again, you're just noticing that play that happens as you rock from one sit bone to the other until it becomes imperceptible. Both are pressing down evenly. As you exhale here, drop your chin towards your chest. Right away, I can tell my shoulders want to help out. There's a lot of tension in the back of my neck today. So if you're experiencing that, you're really trying to soften the shoulders down. That might mean that you need to lift the chin a little bit too. Send your exhale to the back of the neck. And just in your mind's eye, visualize all those muscle fibers that might be grabbing a little bit. Can your breath sort of stretch things out, comb out any tangles? We're going to keep our chin tucked. Several breaths as you make that little quarter turn to the right. You're going to get to some places that feel interesting. You're going to hang out in those spots. Eventually you'll land with that right ear, releasing down towards your right shoulder. If you want to release your left fingertips down towards the floor, that might just intensify things on that left side of your neck a little more. You might even begin to lift that left arm. I sort of like love-hate this one. Definitely get like a lot of sensation, the inseam of the arm, the armpit area. It almost feels like a little nervy stretch in my body. Go ahead and release that left arm down if you took that variation. And then just gently start to roll back to center. So chin drops towards chest, back where we started. We take a few more breaths here. And then we start to move to the left. So keep that chin tucked, move nice and slow. Take your time, pay attention to where you're feeling sensation. Linger in those spots a little longer. And then staying here like this, if this feels adequate, if you want to play with releasing those right fingertips down towards the floor, you can see what that feels like on this side. And always try something out and then just skip it if it's not working. And then maybe start to lift that arm any amount. Notice if you started to hold your breath. Good, release that right hand back down, comes to your thigh, and then nice and slow, begin to make your way back to center. A few more breaths here. So hopefully this is starting to feel slightly easier. If it's not, that's okay too. Some days it just takes a little longer. Good, inhale, lift your chin parallel to the floor. Good, and then let's just move into some cat-cow. So as you inhale, you're gonna rock forward on your sit bones, chest comes forward through the gates of your shoulders. As you exhale, you round in, chin drops towards chest, rounding in the thoracic. Inhaling, arching. Exhaling, rounding in. And then you're just moving with your breath. It might feel really nice to close your eyes here. Sometimes that helps us to, block out the outside world. Helps us to be better in tune with the sensations that are happening inside our bodies. As we continue here, if you'd like to add the arms, you're more than welcome to do that. So you might inhale, stretch that right arm forward. Good, exhale, it can release down. And then inhale that opposite arm. Nice work. So just moving with your breath, finding this idea of vinyasa. Finding a pace that feels right for you today. Some days we move a little faster. Some days feels better to slow it down. You wanted to do both arms. You play with that. You might find that begins to work the core a little bit more. Good. If you're doing alternate arms, just make sure that you end on that left side. And let's come back to our nice, tall mountain pose, Tadasana. You can just peek down at your feet again. Make any little adjustments that you need to. So just refreshing your posture. Let's release the arms down by the sides. Inhale, arms reach out and up. And then press the palms out as you exhale, releasing down. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, forward and down. Externally rotate those arms. Inhale, out and up. Take up lots of space. You might even gaze up, look at your palms. And then exhale, give yourself a little resistance as you press down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, forward and down. Little external rotation, out and up. And out and down. Forward and up. Good. Forward and down. One more cycle here. Externally rotate, out and up. Take up space. Exhale. Out and down. Inhale. Forward and up. And then exhale, forward and down. Give those shoulders one more roll out here. And let's come into some crescent pose. We'll add a little twist here. So you can keep your legs exactly as they are, this nice Tadasana mountain pose. If you wanted to extend your left leg to straight, you could also do that variation. And again, just make sure that your legs are hips distance apart. Release the arms down by your sides. Inhale, take the arms out and up. Imagine that somebody is holding onto your wrists and gently tractioning you up, so you're lengthening more through the sides of your waist. You might be bringing your gaze up towards the ceiling. And it feels counterintuitive, but if you can really firm muscle to bone in the arms, it actually makes it easier to hold them up. That's quite a challenging thing to do. We're going to exhale, take the arms out wide. Nice deep inhale here. Feel those shoulder blades plug in towards each other on your back. And then exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, really lengthen out. Exhale, release, hands down. Left hand can be on your left thigh. It can come to the outside of your right thigh. Both shoulder heads are pressing back. You're feeling that lift of your sternum. So there's a little bit of cobra pose here in this crescent, this twisted crescent. So let's stay in this twist. Reach your right palm or right arm to straight, palm facing up, and then come up and over. So we're going to find a little reverse warrior pose in the upper body. It's a little side stretching, a little twisting. Good. Start to unwind your torso here. Give yourself a hug. So your right elbow is on top of your left. We're going to keep the spine nice and long. We're just going to floss out the shoulders. Inhale, elbows lift. Exhale, they release down. Inhaling, lifting. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. And then this time you can lift the elbows, reach the arms up, out and down. Very nice. Before we come into the second side, let's just find a forward fold here. So if you do have blocks handy, you could set those up on either side of your legs here. Not necessary. You can also just start to hinge forward with hands on your thighs. If there's a table in front of you, that will work. But we're going to just start to lengthen forward. Particularly if you have this left leg extended to straight, it's going to be a really big hamstring stretch. Feels like too much, you take a little bend in that left knee. If it feels like you need a little more, you can really flex the foot. Breath is smooth and steady. That inhale through your nose. And that exhale through your nose. Good. And then nice and easy, just start to roll on up. You might get a little bit of a head rush as you come out. So just go nice and slow. Take a couple of breaths here. And then if you have that left leg extended to straight, go ahead and bend that knee. Find your Tadasana, your mountain pose, and then we'll take that to the second side. Second side might look entirely different than the other side. That is not a problem at all. If you're wanting to extend your right leg to straight, you are welcome to do so. Just make sure that you're landing with your legs about hips distance apart. Arms release down by your sides. And then inhale, take the arms out and up. So we've got just several breaths here in this basic shape, this crescent pose. As you root down into your sit bones, you lengthen through the sides of your waist. You feel a little lift of your sternum up towards the ceiling. So there's a little sense of that cobra pose in the upper body. You might be shifting your gaze up. You might press your palms together. Good. And then you're going to exhale, take the arms out wide. Nice deep inhale here. Exhale, twist to the left. Again, inhale, extend out through your fingertips. Keep the spine nice and long as you release your hands down. Right hand can be on right thigh. It can be on left thigh. Both shoulder heads are pressing back. Shoulder blades are squeezing in towards each other. Still finding that lift of your sternum, so that cobra pose in your upper body. Breath smooth and steady. All right, so we're going to stay in this twist here. We're going to reach that left arm out, palm faces up, and then find that little side stretch. So it's like a reverse warrior in the upper body with a twist. So as you're lengthening through that left side, you're leveraging into that right hand to wrap your right ribs up towards the ceiling. Good, and then we're going to unwind here. Elbow stack, left elbow on top. Inhale, elbows lift. Exhale, they release down. Good, inhaling, lifting. Exhale, they release down. Inhale, elbows lift. Exhale, they release. And then we inhale, lift the elbows up, take the arms up and out. Very nice. And then we're going to just make our way into that forward fold. So again, if that right leg is extended, You're going to get a nice little hamstring stretch there. If it feels too much, you can bend the knee a little bit. Blocks are great because you can change the height. Listen to that sound of your breath. But on your next inhale, start to roll on up. You can bend that right knee again. Find your Tadasana, your mountain pose. Good, release your arms down by your sides. We're gonna move into some Ardha Surya Namaskar, some half sun salute. So just flowing with the breath, which always feels really nice. Again, you can use your blocks. You can have them set up on either side of your feet. Inhale, you can reach the arms out and up. You could reach them forward and up, whatever feels best in your body. As you exhale, you can swan dive in, or maybe you use your hands to help you roll on down. Both really great options. Inhaling, hands pressed to blocks or shins or thighs. Chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Exhale, fold in. And then as you inhale, you can roll on up using your hands to assist you, or you can use a little core. So reverse swan diving up. Maybe gaze up, press palms. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Beautiful work. Continuing on here, inhale, arms reach up. Utthita Hastasana into Tadasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold back in. Inhale, take up space as you rise up. Good, as you exhale, hands come together at your heart. So you've got 3 more of these. You're just going to move with your breath. I'm not going to cue you. You find a pace that feels good for you in your body today. You can close your eyes if you feel steady doing that. When you've finished your 3rd round, and there's absolutely no rush, just pause, palms together at your heart. You're in your Tadasana mountain pose, eyes closed. Checking and noticing how you're feeling. Hopefully it feels like you found a little more space in your body. You're sitting a little taller. And you're sitting with a greater sense of ease. The breath is smooth and steady. Good. Gently blink your eyes open here. Release your hands down. We're going to move into our downward dogs, and then we're going to do some hip opening with our chair. So we'll use it as kind of a prop to help us with our forward fold. So I'm going to go ahead and just rearrange my space a little bit here. If you don't have a chair available, you can use a desk in front of you, a table, a wall. And if you are using a chair, I like to have the back of the chair facing towards me. I kind of get a couple of levels then that I can work with. And you may have to adjust as we come into this, but first and foremost, just find that nice Tadasana again. So you're pressing into your sit bones. Spine is nice and long. Release your arms by your sides. Inhale, take the arms out and up. And just arms just a little bit wider than shoulders distance apart. Spin the palms to face forward. And then gently start to spread the fingers. From here, we're going to hinge forward at our waist. We're going to reach, 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 reach. And this might be where you have to either scoot back in your chair or press that chair in front of you forward a little bit. And you're still spreading the fingers. That's going to help to really activate the arms. So you're firming muscle to bone. Your ears are lining up with your biceps, your inner arms. So you're just kind of gazing down and ahead of your toes. Your inner arm is wrapping towards your outer arm. As that happens, you start to widen across the backs of your shoulders. So you're finding space there. As you press into those sit bones again, you can kind of find more space in the sides of your waist and your spine. And then just bring your gaze forward. Take your right hand to your thigh, then your left hand. And then just press yourself upright. Couple of breaths in your mountain pose, just noticing how you're feeling. So downward dogs are really strong, active pose, a spacious pose. They're also an inversion, so we're getting like a little bit of a headstand feeling. Arms released by your side again. Take them out and up. And then spinning those palms to face forward, already finding, giving your arms a resistance here before we even hinge forward. And press into those palms. If you are on the seat of a chair or a desk, it is nice because you actually do have that feedback in the entire palm. Can you lengthen even more through the sides of your waist in this downward facing dog? Good, inhale, bring your gaze forward between your hands, and then bring your left hand to your thigh, then your right hand, and press up. Again, just take a couple of breaths. And then let's come into a nice hip stretch on each side with a forward fold. And again, you're going to use that table or the wall or the chair in front of you. You might need it slightly closer. So a couple of options here. You can either find external rotation of that right leg, so more of a warrior two leg. You're doing that, you're just making sure that your knee is over your ankle. You could also cross your right ankle above your left thigh. Both are good hip stretches. They are going to be a little bit different. The warrior two leg, you're going to get more of a stretch on the inseam of the leg as well. Whereas this variation that I'm doing right now, definitely more glute, outer hip. And we're just going to take a few breaths here in this initial place. And in fact, if this is really intense, this just might be where you stay. Hips get really tight. So observe if other places in your body are getting tight as we kind of hold this pose. Is there tension? Are your shoulders creeping up towards the ears? Are you clenching your jaw? Can you soften in those spots? Can you send your breath to that outer right hip? And then we are going to start to hinge forward here. So you could just keep your hands on your thighs. If you want that extension through the sides of your waist, you can use that chair or that table. So it's almost like hip opener meets downward facing dog. Good, and then as you inhale, you can start to bring your gaze forward. Hands come to thighs. Roll on up. And we'll take our second side. So second side might look different. Again, we're finding some hip opening here. So you can take that warrior two leg, just making sure knee is over ankle or ankle is slightly ahead of that knee. You can cross your left ankle above your right knee. And then just sussing out this side. How does it feel different than the other side? Do you need a little more? Are you good just staying here? And then if you want to go a little deeper, you again start to hinge forward at your waist. Maybe resting your hands on your chair or the table in front of you. They could even be on those blocks again. Inhale, bring your gaze forward. And then exhale, hands come to thighs. Find your Tadasana, your mountain pose. Just take a breath or two here. And then let's move into some breath work. Let's do a little of our nadi shodhana, our alternate nostril breathing today. So just give the wrists a little circle out here. Switch directions. A few little finger pops, maybe zoom, maybe not. All right. There's some little finger rolls. And then place your left hand down on your thigh. It doesn't really matter what fingers you use. We're going to be blocking our nostrils. Classic mudra is to bend your second and third finger. So the ring finger and the pinky kind of become one. Find that bony part and then move down to that soft part, the cartilage. Just be mindful of this right elbow. It likes to lift up. Keep both shoulders releasing down. Allow your eyelids to close here. Smooth, full, deep inhale through both nostrils. Complete exhale. Block left, inhale right. Exhale right. Block right, inhale left. Exhale left. Block left, inhale right. Exhale right. Block right, inhale left. Exhale left. Block left, inhale right. Exhale right. Block right, inhale left. Exhale left. Block left, inhale right. Exhale right. Block right, inhale left. Exhale left. Block left, inhale right. Exhale right. Block right, inhale left. Exhale left. Release your right hand down. Inhale through both nostrils. And exhale through both nostrils. Again, smooth, full, deep inhale. Complete exhale. And then let's lift our left hand. So again, the same mudra if you want to, otherwise just blocking the nostrils. Smooth, full, deep inhale. And exhale. Block right, inhale left. Exhale left. Block left, inhale right. Exhale right. Block right, inhale left. Exhale left. Block left, inhale right. Exhale right. Block right, inhale left. Exhale left. Block left, inhale right. Exhale right. Block right, inhale left. Exhale left. Block left, inhale right. Exhale right. Block right, inhale left. Exhale left. Block left, inhale right. Exhale right. Block right, inhale left. Exhale left. Block left, inhale right. Exhale right. Release your left hand down. Inhale through both nostrils. Exhale through both nostrils. And just notice how you feel after that alternate nostril breathing, after yoga practice. We're going to move into a final resting pose. You might just stay exactly where you are, but the feeling tone is going to be a little different. You're inviting in this sense of relaxation, this sense of surrender and assimilation. You're always welcome to take a little forward fold, supported forward fold. If that feels more restful, calming, you could always come into a classic Shavasana on the floor if that's available to you. And we're just going to be here quietly for a few more moments. Shavasana. Asato ma satgamaya. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Take a deeper inhale. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. Begin to bring some gentle movement back to your body. So wiggle fingers, toes, circle ankles, wrists, stretch out, anything that feels good here. And then you can eventually land with your hands in a pile on top of your heart. And send yourself love and gratitude for showing up, for making the effort. And send each other love and gratitude for the community, the support. And finally, just promise yourself that you're going to carry a little of this good feeling with you into the rest of the day, week, weekend ahead. And finally, just bow your head with a smile. Beautiful work today. Thank you. Good to see you all.